Okay, so today we're going to talk about Stabsworth III. Is it good? Oh man. You have no idea. This is the best sword in the history of swords. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. No sword will ever touch, no melee weapon will ever touch the absolutely unstoppable power of Stabsworth III. This thing is the most god mode god blade that has ever or will ever exist in this game, and I'm going to show you what makes this thing absolutely ludicrous. And it's actually very simple. You just look in the description and it pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Sword, light, an extremely fast swing speed gives this blade great sustained damage but minimal stagger potential. That paragraph right there is everything. This sword has nothing for stagger. You're not going to ever knock anything back or stagger it, which is a huge advantage. Meaning when you attack something with this blade, here's a good example. When you shoot a blaster and you shoot him in the head and you just shoot really fast. You shoot him in the head, he goes, ugh, and he goes flying and you miss a bunch of shots because he's like staggered all over the place. Yeah, that doesn't happen with this blade. With this thing here, you hit something, it's just going to keep walking at you. You just keep hitting it and hitting it till it dies. So because of that, you can never, ever miss with this sword. Ever. It never misses. Because there's no stagger. You're never going to push an enemy out of your attack range and be like, ah, dang it, I knocked him back and now I got to chase after him and kill him again. No, not with this sword. This sword just cuts you down until you're dead. The thing that makes this sword crazy is that it is the fastest attack speed weapon in the entire game. There is no sword, no hammer, no any melee weapon that attacks as fast as this weapon attacks. It is the ultimate attack speed weapon. Because of that, it is the ultimate damage per second weapon. The downside to this weapon is that the blade is very short by comparison to other melee weapons, meaning you have to get right up in their face to actually do damage with this weapon. But if you do, it's over. It's over. If you walk into melee range with this weapon here, whatever you're attacking is going to melt in 2 seconds. This thing is just absolutely ludicrous amounts of damage. The attack speed is completely out of control, and the thing that really makes me smile about this one is the damage per second. As high as the damage per second is on this weapon, affliction is completely not counted into that calculation. So this weapon actually has 45% more damage per second than it actually says, because of the damage to afflicted targets with the causes affliction synergy. You'll notice that I have created 4 of these weapons. 1 physical, 1 water, 1 nature, and 1 fire. Every single one of them I made specifically certain to get causes affliction on these weapons. Affliction is the most powerful passive in the entire game, and synergized with a Stabsworth III or any weapon that attacks super fast, you're going to get absolutely ludicrous amounts of bonus damage out of that passive. When you put the damage to afflicted targets on a weapon, the 45% damage bonus blows the 30% damage bonus out of the water, giving this weapon horrifically high damage potential. If you want to have a comparison of how insane this weapon is, we're going to show you from my backpack a god-rolled Founders Blazing Mass Immune, specialized into Bright Core, Obsidian, if you will. Obsidian gets higher attack speed. When you decide to make a weapon Shadow Shard, you are getting more damage, but you are losing attack speed. So this one here is designed to have the maximum attack speed possible. By going with Obsidian, you don't lower the attack speed of this weapon. This is the only weapon in the entire game that can get 3 attack speed perks on a single sword. And even with triple attack speed, and without losing the attack speed that you would, get if you had taken Shadow Shard, by maintaining the Obsidian, maintaining the attack speed, having the highest attack speed that this weapon is capable of having, the attack speed is still slower by 0.02 compared to our founder, compared to our Stabsworth III. The Stabsworth III is the most blazingly fast attack speed weapon in the entire game. It is just absolutely unrivaled. And if you want to compare the damage of the Founder's Blazing Mass Immune, 91,000 DPS compared to the 104,000 DPS of the Stabsworth III, you need to also take into consideration the fact that this one is also has an extra 45% damage because of the afflicted targets that isn't even calculated into that calculation. Granted, the explosion effect from the Mass Immune is also not counted into that calculation, but the explosion is not nearly as powerful. You get an extra 106 splash damage after 6 hits compared to 45% bonus damage on every hit except for the first. So ludicrously powerful. Stabsworth III, the God Blade, the most unstoppable, it's just insane weapon. Just, it is so good. This weapon is so crazy. You can take a character with no melee bonuses whatsoever and just walk in and kill absolutely everything like it's nothing. If you put this in the hands of a character like Swordmaster Ken, who gets crazy sword damage bonuses, you can just basically run down a mission all game, every game. You can take on exploding death burst enemies as long as you have hardy strikes in your tactical slot for health regeneration, and you basically become an immortal killing god. If you put this in the hands of Sarah Claus, who has the ability to have double stacking hardy strikes, she literally has no survival, no sword perks, no damage perks of any kind whatsoever. And you give this to her, and just because of her one skill, the hardy strikes, that double attack speed, she can go from 0 health, like 1% health, all the way to full health in a matter of 3 seconds flat. Because the attack speed on this is so crazy, if you can hit enough enemies fast enough, your health just goes straight to max in the blink of an eye. So Stabsworth III, the God Blade. Make sure if you have the opportunity to get an affliction version of this weapon, that you don't miss that opportunity, because this is the greatest sword that will ever exist in Save the World. Alright guys, so we're showcasing the power of the Stabsworth III. No one showcases the power of the sword like Swordmaster Ken. Swordmaster Ken is absolutely unrivaled in terms of sheer unstoppable damage. This guy is absolutely bonkers damage. There's a bit of strategy when you go into a fight. You want to make sure you hit something and kill something very quickly to activate your shadow armor. Then you want to make sure that you spread your damage out a little bit and kill something at least every 3 seconds. After 4 seconds, the armor will actually turn off and you'll lose your damage bonus. So you want to make sure that something dies at least every 3 seconds, just to make sure that your shadow armor never goes down, you never lose your crazy bonus damage. And the Stabsworth III, just basically keep on blazing and just one-shotting everything. Level 100 mission, no problem. Don't even need a 130 weapon. Whenever you're moving around the battlefield fighting, you need to make sure that you pay attention to the smasher or the blasters. The blasters are the only thing in this game that can cause you any kind of damage. Bees are always annoying. Bees will kind of prevent you from regenerating your health, which is always a huge pain. A ninja is never too good to walk by bacon. Always make sure you take down the big threats first. Gunslingers are always a problem. Always annoying. Oh, we have a storm chest over here. So as you can see, this character is basically immortal. You can kill anything, even the biggest, scariest creatures. The sheer power of the Stabsworth in the hands of the game's greatest swordmaster is just unstoppable. It's so ridiculous. This sword is just an absolute blender. If you're ever struggling with anything, just make sure to sidestep around that target. There we go. Got a smasher. Let's go take on the smasher. I'm going to take him on last. We'll kill all his friends, and then we'll wipe him out. It's easy to dodge the ground pound attack just by doing a double jump straight up in the air. As soon as you see the attack go up, you just jump straight up. Make sure you just keep your attack targeted right on his head, so you hit him as you're going up in the air and as you're coming back down. You can dodge around smashers like they're nothing. You can run circles around the riots if you want to, as long as your timing is on point. There's not really much the riots can do. They'll attack you, they'll miss their last attack or their attack, and once they attack and miss, they're completely exposed and helpless. As you can see, the Godblade cannot be stopped. Power level 100 enemies are just absolutely nothing. Alright guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a thumbs up. If there's any other reviews you'd like me to cover, just leave a comment down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So if you like this video, come check us out on Twitch. We Twitch stream 15 to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every single morning starting at 9 a.m. We'd really appreciate the support. We're working really hard to grow the Twitch channel, so come and check us out. Come help us grow and be part of TeamVASH. Thanks, guys.